Hello, this is Claire from Brightbucks and Puppy School. In today's video we're going to be looking at training, a little bit about the science behind the methods that we use, what we teach in pet dog classes and how this helps to raise a well-mannered and happy dog. Positive reinforcement is where something is added to increase the future likelihood of a behaviour. Positive reinforcement is most effective when it occurs immediately after the behaviour. So what is reward-based training? Well, the easiest way to put it is that we use rewards to train the animals, in my case dogs, by rewarding the behaviours that we want and withholding the rewards from behaviours that we don't. So you can use whatever reward works for the animal you're training. So in the case of dogs in classes, we mostly use food and praise and toy play with us, but you can use anything that's rewarding to that dog to reinforce the behaviours that you want to see again. So in reward-based training, that's exactly what we do. If we see a behaviour that we want, then we reward it with what that dog finds reinforcing, so it makes it more likely that the behaviour will happen again. So science has told us that this actually is the more successful way to train than using things that dogs don't like, so aversive methods or punishment. And it does have good consequences, that owners build really strong bonds with their dogs because they enjoy training with the dogs and the dogs enjoy training with them. It means we don't get as many behavioural problems because dogs grow up to be well-balanced dogs, not fearful of punishment, for example. So it's really important that reward-based training is used for that reason too. It builds healthy, robust dogs. It also means that we can build confidence in the dogs. They learn to think for themselves because reward-based training promotes that kind of behaviour. And training with rewards is just fun. It's fun for everyone. So that just means that we are raising a happy and healthy dog.
So if you were to, when you head out here, give her 2 or 3 pecks into the cup. Lay back and she comes over here and then you're going to eat 1 peck in the cup. Go over this side, it's 2 or 3. That side, it's 1 out. That doesn't go on forever. When you're starting with this, you make it more worthwhile to go away from it. Because remember, the chicken loves you so much. So many years to you that it wants to get over. So you there's no reason why not. Here's the point. And remember, you can change.
So today we're going to have a little look at the foods that we're going to use for some training sessions. So the important thing when using food is to make sure it's something that your dog really likes. That's really important because they're going to want to work for it. And B, something that your dog's tummy is fine with. So with puppies, it's just a little bit of gentle investigation. With older dogs, hopefully you should have an idea of what foods that they like. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of pate type food. So this is pure meat that comes in different flavours. So the benefit about this is obviously being pure meat. It's really gentle on tummies, so it should be fine for puppies and older dogs alike. So with the different flavours, then it's just utilising what your dogs really enjoy. So I've got some duck one here, but the one I previously chopped up is a chicken pate. So the bonus about the pate is it's nice and soft and squashy. It's also light in colour, so when we're training perhaps in areas of grass where we're going to be popping the food onto the floor, this is light enough for the dogs to be able to see. And you can chop it up into as smaller segments as you like. So for puppies it can be even smaller. For bigger dogs obviously they can have slightly bigger chunks. So, and being nice and soft, it's really palatable too. So the next thing we tend to use is a little bit of dried stuff as well. So we've got a little bit of just dried dog tidbits here. These are little puppy lamb ones, so there's no nasties in there, so they're quite gentle on tummies, which is fantastic. Mine really like carrot, especially my little one. So we've got a little bit of carrot chopped up there. So it's, again, just something that your dogs really like. And as I say, mine really like a bit of carrot. So that's a great little tool that we can use when training. And then this is part of their food. So it's freeze-dried bits of meat. So the bonus is the dogs, it's part of their natural dinner through a day, if that's what we're feeding for that day. So we're not overloading the system with extra, so you can utilise their food as well. And again, with the freeze-dried bits, it just means that I can chop them up into smaller bits if necessary. And then another little selection. We've got some fishy stuff, and fishy stuff is fantastic because it stinks. So for dogs, they find that fantastic. So again, it's really good to switch on their noses if it's something that they can smell really easily. So that's a good idea. And then I'll use other meaty treats as well. But we also use a little bit of cheese. So my dogs are fine with cheese, so the important thing is to make sure your dogs are also, because obviously it's got lactose in it, so we use very mild cheese, so it's less upsetting for tummies, and mine are absolutely fine, so we only give them it every now and then, but it's a great training treat, again, because like the pate, it is quite light in colour, so it means, again, if we're rewarding on grass, they can find it quite easily, and again, being soft, it means that it can chop up into smaller bits for puppies, much smaller than the bigger bits for adult dogs. And again, it's smelly and palatable, so for dogs it's a fantastic little training bit of food. Okay, so this is what we're going to use today.
The main thing that we concentrate on in pet dog classes is teaching life skills. These are behaviours that dogs need to navigate their lives successfully, whether at home or in society. Living in a human world comes with certain challenges, and it is important to equip our dogs with the ability to easily move through the different pressures that are placed on them by the things that we require them to be comfortable with. Teaching them skills such as how to self-settle will help them to learn to regulate their excitement levels. Teaching them frustration tolerance will help them learn that they cannot have everything that they want, and coaching them on how to greet people appropriately will ensure that they have good manners. Other skills that are important for dogs to know, particularly in the terms of safety, are recall, to allow for off-lead freedom for exercise, and stay, to remain stationary when needed.
So in this video, we're going to be teaching Bean a little bit of a focus game that we call button hands. And the idea behind it is the flat hand is the button that the dog needs to push in able to earn the food in the other hand. So if they dig at the hand with the food in, which will be closed, then they don't get a reward. It's when they push that flat hand and that button that they actually get that other hand to open then. So they really have to think about this. So it's a great little mental enrichment game. It's a good focus game because they're really focusing on you. And they have to learn a little bit of patience too, because the answer isn't going to be straightforward. So they have to learn to figure things out and learn a little bit of self-control as well. So we're going to start the little game. So hopefully you can see Bean quite clearly. So we've got a bit of food in this hand. So I'm going to put it close together with a flat hand. So you see he's going to dig at that one to begin with. So we're going to keep, yes, good boy, keep that one still. But as soon as he noses the other hand, then the release happens of that one. So we just keep that one still. He can lick and nose and chew and paw, but he doesn't get it. So if he looks a bit frustrated, we're going to take it away and put it back. And I'm keeping the hands quite close together to begin with. So it makes it easier for them to make the right choice. So ignore that hand and go for the other one. Yes, good boy. And as soon as he does, my hand opens and releases. So that gets nothing. So the little bark is just a little element of frustration. So he doesn't know what to do. So we'll just give him a few seconds to think about it. Take it away and put it back and make it a little bit easier for him. Yes, good boy. As soon as he nudges that flat hand. So he's got to start figuring out what gets it. Okay. So you see that little element of him learning. So that gets nothing. He's trying to work out what gets it. Just make it a little bit easier. Yes, good boy. For him, so we don't want the dogs getting frustrated too much. Yes, good boy. So it's literally just helping them out a little bit, but they've got to figure it out. Yes, good boy. So he says, oh, I think I might have got the idea now, Mum. You can do that's it, good boy. Yes, want that nose if I can. So we'll reward the feet because that's a good effort. So try and get the nose if we can do. So can you see he's starting to get the idea now? Yes, good boy. So we keep the same hand at the beginning. So it's always that hand that's flat at the moment. We make it more challenging once they start getting the idea. And now they've got the idea, we're going to start moving the hands apart a little bit. Yes, so he has to then move to the hand that's open. Yes, good boy, to be able to earn his reward. Yes, good boy, well done. Okay, so in this video we're going to be teaching some food bowl manners. So what we're going to be teaching Bean is how not to ram raid a bowl of food and to wait patiently. So it's a nice little bit of self-control behaviour. So I'm going to pop a bowl of food on the floor. If he comes near it, I'm going to cover it. If he backs off, I'm going to release it and then give him a little reward. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Well done. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So what we do is if he comes near the bowl, we just cover it with our hand. Wait for him to back off. Good boy. And then reward the back off behaviour. So pick the bowl up and try it again. Good boy. A little woof of frustration. Good boy. And if he holds himself back, then we just keep rewarding him and tell him he's a clever boy. Good boy. Well done, Bean. Good boy. Very clever.
Teaching dogs how to settle is a very important behaviour for everyday life. Perhaps you have a Zoom meeting and need to concentrate. Perhaps family or friends are coming around for a meal and you would like your dog to relax calmly while they are there. Or maybe you would like to pop into a cafe for a snack on a day out and you would like your dog to settle under the table. These and many more are all situations that settle training can be used for. First, teach your dog that a mat or bed is a good place by rewarding when they are on it. This can be aided by using a chew or food toy for them to lick and chew whilst they are relaxing. Reward by placing some food onto the bed to reinforce it is a great place to be. Practice in different places until your dog understands to lay and relax on the mat. Practice after exercise and when the dog is ready to rest to make the behaviour more likely to happen. Play with toys helps to build and maintain a bond with your dog and can also be an alternative, more exciting reward to food. It can often be a preferable reward for activities such as recall, especially from a distracting situation such as when you are out on a walk. Teaching a dog to transfer their play between one toy and another helps them to learn to calm themselves and think more during play rather than getting too overexcited.
Eventually we can add in a drop cue to teach them how to let go of things when we ask. Play training is a great way of channeling dogs' natural instincts as well as using up excess physical energy.
Hello, so in this video we're going to be teaching a toy switch game. So a toy switch game is where we're going to be playing with toys. We're going to activate one toy, Bean's going to be playing with that toy, and then we're going to switch off that toy by keeping it still, and we're going to activate the other one so that he will hopefully then run across and grab the second one that I'm playing with, and vice versa. So this game is really useful to start teaching them the concept of the drop cue. So for drop, I mean let go of something in your mouth, so we can start adding the word in once Bean has got the idea, but for the initial stages we're not too worried about adding words in, we're just teaching the behaviour at first. It's also really good because it helps them start to think during play, so they have to kind of consider, oh, this toy's gone a bit dead, oh, but that one's really exciting and moving, so I'm going to go over to that one now. So it gets them a little bit thinking. So it's quite important that the play is kept quite short in the beginning, because too excited means it's harder for dogs to concentrate. So we're going to make sure that we aim Bean for success here. So what I've got is two fluffy toys under my legs at the moment. So he really likes fluffy toys, so he should be quite excited to see these. So we're going to start playing with one, and then we're going to activate the other one and keep the first one still. And hopefully he should start ping-ponging between the two of them. Okay, so you ready? Good. Oh, has he got the toys? Has he got the toys? Has he got the toys? Come over here then. Good boy. So I'm going to play with the first one. Keep the other one out the way. Good boy. Good lad. Keep it quite short. Keep that one still and activate. Good boy. Activate the second one. Good lad. Yeah. Keep that one still. Yeah. Activate the first one. Good boy. Yeah. Get it. Yeah. Good lad. Activate the other one. Keep that one still, so you're finding it a bit more challenging that time, but that's all right. We just keep it still and keep this one moving. Yeah. Says I like to chill it. Yeah, that's it. Give it a good tug of war. Yeah. Activate this one. Yeah. Good boy. One more. You're getting tired. Yeah. Good boy. Keep this one still. Activate that one. Good lad. Well done. Good boy. Go on then. You can have it now. Yay, so clever.
There are lots of different steps to successful training of loosely walking in all locations. The first stage is to practice in quiet environments and then build in distractions over time. By rewarding your dog every time that they are at your side, you are creating a positive association with hanging out there. Reinforce all check-ins when your dog looks up at you, and regularly reward your dog to show them it is worth their effort to remain there as you are walking together. Thanks for watching.